You know, you probably just see this nice fancy type of a background, me being in color, and the background is like in black and white. Yes, I am trying to be a little bit fancy. Work with me here, trying to be a little creative with all these type of videos. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about what I call the diamond principle, and maybe this whole image and the background will fit well with this short principle that I'm going to share with you, a leadership principle, kingdom principle. So what I want to share with you in this diamond principle is share another fact about a diamond and how we can apply that specific fact about a diamond into our personal life, into our spiritual growth, and into our leadership development. So here's this fact: diamonds are carried to the surface by volcanic eruption. Interesting. I'm not quite sure how that works, but I'm sure if you have seen like volcanoes explode, and I've even seen a documentary video around like Hawaii, how there's like volcano boiling, lava like actually boiling under the ocean floor. It keeps on growing, and the water's cooling it off, and it's literally, that's how islands are formed. As they say, that's where the Hawaiian Islands were formed. So as much as the diamonds through volcanic eruptions are being carried to the surface, how do we apply that principle to our personal life, to leadership development, to our spiritual development? It's this: as much as it takes great force and power to bring to the surface a very valuable rock, which in this case is a diamond, so in the same way, when it comes to us developing and being raised as great leaders, as great kingdom ambassadors, and to release our abilities from within ourselves. When we read, if we carefully read the scriptures, the Word of God promises us a lot of blessing, a lot of success, a lot of joy and happiness. And also, this is where the healthy balance comes in. Also, the Word of God, including the words of Jesus, always tells us that we shall face persecutions. We shall face various trials and tribulations. A brother shall go against brother. Children shall go against parents. I mean, Jesus, the New Testament, even the Old Testament, it's all full of credible references and passages that let us know that there's plenty of blessings and joy that God will offer us, but there's also plenty of opposition we're going to face, attacks of the enemy, and we need to understand how to properly and maturely balance that out. So in this case, what I've realized in my personal life, and what I've realized after listening to great men and women of God, even unbelievers, just people who don't know God, who don't really necessarily acknowledge them in the work that they do, in the profession that they do, all of these individuals say, hey, look, if this type of opposition never came into my life, if this problem never arose like this fiery hot ball, like this volcanic or rock or eruption, as I mentioned about the diamond, if these things did not come into my life, maybe I would not be where I am right now. Maybe I would not be successful as a businessman. Maybe I would not become an entrepreneur. Maybe I would not have such success in my church, in my ministry, in my marriage, in my relationships. I would maybe not become financially very successful or influential, or however it may be. And you know what? The more I look into that sphere, and I guess you can say even at my age right now, as I am already age 40, as I make this recording, I'm realizing more and more that the things that we oftentimes fear the most and try to run away from, like especially problems, criticisms, lack of finances, just upsets left and right, it's actually those things that tend to form us the greatest and tend to bring out of us that valuable diamond, just as much as it took this volcanic type of an explosion or eruption to bring that rock, which inside of it had that diamond. Same thing, all this type of volcanic eruptions around us that occur, especially like this year. I'm making this record in 2020, the year of this pandemic. It's like a volcano exploding left and right that's affecting people financially, physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually, in every shape and form. But at the same time, for me personally, this was like one of the greatest years of blessing in my personal life, financially speaking, business-wise, marriage-wise, in every perspective. You think like, man, Stan, but it's like one of the probably years that's going to go into the history as one of the worst years, possibly so. But in the midst of all this chaos and mayhem, I just saw so much of God's glory, so much of God's mercy over my family, over my marriage, over my children. It's phenomenal. I could talk about it for hours. But at the same time, so let us learn this valuable kingdom principle or leadership principle from this fact of the diamond, that it oftentimes takes these type of volcanic eruptions to occur in our personal life to bring out the valuable things that God has already deposited through His grace into our heart, into our spirit, man. So hopefully this is a valuable takeaway. Be that diamond out there. Be valuable. And may God use you for His kingdom and honor and glory. All right, until next time, my friend.